Welcome, I'm Vicki, and this is my messy garden journey. Today I'm going to be doing a little tour of my terrace area, which is probably one of the nicer spots in my garden in terms of not being a big mess, but mostly because my husband has this thing for rocks. So later this summer I'm going to show you the project where I turned the wall into a terraced, three-step terrace. But right now I just want to show you a few of the plants I have in here now that the terrace is done. And what we ended up doing was weeding really well, putting down the landscape fabric, and then filling in with rocks because I was having trouble keeping up with the weeding. And this section of the terrace is right when you come up the driveway. This is really the first thing you see normally. So I wanted it to look a little nicer than it was looking. So we're trying the rock thing. And the good thing about the way it's done, if I have time, I can just move the rocks and the landscape fabric and put some plants in at any time. And I have a few nice things out here, things that make me happy. I talked about one in the first video, which was my geranium, and it's been flowering ever since, so it's pretty exciting. So here's the whole terrace area. The walls are not super straight, which is why we're a messy garden. It looks a lot better than the wall that was there before. My geranium that I talked about a couple weeks ago is still doing great, but it has been raining a lot more, so he's pretty happy now. This plant, I still have not found out what it is, but he's doing really well. And there's some weeds that we'll need to weed, but a lot fewer than there were previously, so a little easier to catch up on. One thing I really love is this mini sundial. I think he's made out of copper. Just a little bit of alyssum in this bucket, and I think there are actually some marigolds peeking out there. Hopefully we'll get some flowers at some point. So the rock adding for this top part, I just weeded and put down the landscape fabric a couple weeks ago. And I've been out of town, so I haven't had a chance to fill in the rocks. I just put in enough to try to keep the landscape fabric from blowing away. So I've got another geranium up here, still really small, but looks healthy, so we may still get some flowers from that guy. And a chrysanthemum. I thought it was a red chrysanthemum, but it appeared this year it was white, so maybe I just forgot. Blazing star. A lot of irises. Irises are really happy up here. This started off as a giant. I mean, it was probably as big as this whole space here when we moved in. And it was just a giant mass. So I've been slowly splitting it up, sending it out all the way up because it's, one, I like the fact that a lot of weeds don't grow in between, and two, it's just really happy here. My little concrete Japanese lantern with weed. There were a lot of rocks out here, so that's going to be another part of this terrace area. And one more thing I wanted to show you, that I had planted seeds of these California poppies. I didn't think they came up, but then all of a sudden, well, mostly when it started raining, they just started popping up. And now they're about to go nuts. So I'm very excited about those. They're very pretty. Daylilies, unfortunately, are being eaten by the deer. The deer are eating like crazy. In here is supposed to be a spiderwort, but it has been eaten down to the ground. I don't even see. Fortunately, it's a bulb type of plant. Hopefully it will come back, but the deer have been going nuts. So it's not a lot of plants up here, but I think it's starting to kind of come together as one thing I'm trying really hard to do is, instead of having giant ambitious plans, I'm trying to do like a little bit at a time. The biggest issue is keeping up with the weeding. But I'm trying to do small things like the geranium and the California poppies that are going to add a little bit. I mean, we get a lot of nice sunshine in this front area, so I can grow just about anything. Of course, we're also pretty near the street, so you keep hearing cars. I don't know, I guess it's lunchtime. There seem to be a million cars coming. But everybody's growing, everybody's happy right now with all the rain and all the sun. So that was the terrace. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!